Hey guys, what is up? We're here, it's your boy Ben, and you guys have been seeing a lot of videos of Ewan playing Five Nights at Dominic's on the channel. In fact, as of this video, there have been 9 videos of Ewan playing these games. And, as entertaining as they are and as good Ewan is at them, I don't really get to do anything in these videos other than, make the game. So I thought to myself, what if I made a video where I have to make one of these games in 6 hours, like how Ewan has to beat my games in 6 hours in the game. So yes, 6 real hours, and I'm gonna be seeing if I can make a functional game in just 6 hours. So let's get into it.
Okay, so to start here, I already had a basic idea of what I wanted the game to be. It would feature Paul, the polar bear, and he would be the main animatronic. I already kind of had a design for him that I had made earlier but scrapped, and I was like, why not just use that design? But as you can see here, I am remaking it in Scratch. Scratch doesn't have the best sprite maker, but it'll do. I kind of wanted to do this game with outlines. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. I don't know, but this game I decided to, and I wanted to give these animatronics kind of like a FNaF 5 mixed with FNaF like 1 vibe, with the speakers on their chest, but like the mouth and stuff, just I wanted to look pretty cartoony, not very intimidating, but I just wanted to make the title screen, which is what I'm doing here, and I'm just making the animatronic, which is what I always do when I make my games here. This is just gonna be what shows when the player loads up the game. They're gonna see good old Paul here with the title screen and the new game button. So here, as you can see, I'm making the speaker on him, just making his body. You won't see his whole body, of course, in the menu, but this is just what the whole animatronic will be. And yeah, so I was able to do all of this in roughly 20 minutes, so I was already down on time because I hadn't even started working on the actual game, and I was already 20 minutes down, so I knew that I was working too slow and that I would definitely need to pick up the pace here. Continuing with the first hour here, I just keep working on the main menu. Time is ticking, but thankfully I was able to get it done in just about 30 minutes, which was good. And then I decided to make the newspaper that will show when the player loads in. Just maybe a little bit of lore and just, adds to the game. I probably shouldn't have done this, as it did take up not a lot, but it did take up like a good 5 minutes of my time, and I don't even know if I had that time. I was just not scarce enough with my time at this point, but I just kept going, and I made 4 difficulties: an easy difficulty, a medium difficulty, and a hard difficulty. Each difficulty had different attributes, and I'm pretty sure that the hardest difficulty, Nightmare, is impossible. I don't even want anyone to attempt to do it. I mean, you can attempt, but don't waste your time. But I think everything else is possible. I was able to complete them at the end, but yep. Here I am just going through stuff. Again, I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time. I'm not speedrunning. But here, as you can see, I do start picking up the pace with The Office. As you can see, it's not the best. And then I just spend the rest of the time coding it. Next, as we are reaching the end of 12 a.m., I just, continued with The Office. I think I spent too much time animating things. I think this could have looked a lot more stale, but whatever. I also added the first mechanic, which is a gate, which the player can close with a key, which is the first time I use keys in a game. Normally it's just point and click, so that's nice. And yeah, the fan moves, which is cool. And the player will also be able to look up, and above the player there will be a vent where they can only shine their light in the vent, and I'll have a couple animatronics go through the vent there. And as always, we'll have power, and you can shine your light through the gate as well. So, you know, a couple cool things, you know, some new mechanics that I haven't done before. I honestly don't know why I'm spending so much time here. Like, look at this animation with the camera. It didn't need to be this long. I feel like I'm just wasting time on purpose at this point. But, it's nice. Maybe someone will appreciate it. I don't think so. Just more animating and polishing the game, I guess you could say. Making the camera map. You're in the basement this time. I thought that was cool. And, yeah. Alright, it is now 1 a.m. Meaning we only have 5 more hours to make the game. What am I doing in these 5 hours? Well, I made the cameras, and now I'm making a flashlight bar, which started at 3, but I later changed it to 4. And you shine your flashlight, you use one of these bars, and you can actually refill this bar if you just pull up the cameras and hold on it for 2 seconds. And I thought that was a pretty cool mechanic. You know, I've never had something that you kind of have to recharge after using. I've had things you have to recharge, but not that you ever have to recharge after using, if that makes sense. And then I started with the behaviors of the animatronics. And I noticed that the way that I do behaviors of animatronics is incredibly inefficient, which is probably really bad for a time-based challenge. But it's the only thing I know how to do. And yeah, it's pretty basic, pretty boring. And that's just what I was doing for the next couple hours. I then made the next animatronic, Adam the Arctic Fox, who is the vent animatronic that you face on easy mode. Once I finished up Paul, just making sure he worked. And I made it so that you flash him a couple times and he's gone. And, you know, just a couple bug fixes here and there. But yeah, for the most part, nothing super interesting. I'll probably be cutting a lot of parts through. But here, I am making Adam the Arctic Wolf, so... here you can see me actually making all of the animatronics before I implement them in the game, and for some reason I was doing this in light mode. I don't know why, but yeah. Sorry if I blinded you, but here is me making all the animatronics that'll be in the night. Just kind of all, like, snowy themed, and then there's an otter, so I honestly don't know. It is 2 a.m. already, and I'm still making animatronics. Here I'm making a lemming. Thought he was cute. He's basically the balloon boy of this game. And then I made an endoskeleton animatronic for the first time, surprisingly. It's really atrocious. I actually hate this thing. I do not know how to make endoskeletons, but whatever. Then I went in the game and I started coding all of their behaviors. This is probably the longest part of this night, and I probably won't be showing much of it. Alright, so like I said before, we're getting into the very boring part. Some of it is animating, which is very boring, and another part of it is making behaviors, which is just grueling, and oh my gosh. The amount of time that was sucked away from doing this. The good thing is, the first 2 you make, since there's only a couple mechanics, then I can copy and paste from there, which speeds up the progress. But this did take a while, meaning... Alright, so this next part you're gonna see here, I'm not even joking, but this entire clip is all an hour. So what you're seeing here is an entire hour of my 6 hours. So it's 3 a.m. and it's about to be 4. And why is this an hour, you ask? Despite the fact that I only made one animatronic movement, I also decided to randomly implement sound in the game. So half of this is just me making the reindeer, me adding sound to almost literally everything that exists in the game. From a hopefully royalty free, FNaF Sound Library. Alright, so it is now 4 a.m, meaning I only have 2 hours left, and I decided to make a thermometer. At first I made it you could get too cold and too hot, but I just scrapped the getting too cold and just made it so you could get too hot. You just have to keep the fan on to avoid getting too hot, but if you put the fan off, you save power. So yeah, and then when I was done with the temperature, I added the endoskeleton animatronic, which you have to turn off the fan for. Then, at the very end of 4 a.m, I'm not even joking you, this was in under 20 minutes, I was able to get Otto the Otter in the game. For the last hour of my game making, I added a phone, jump scares, sounds, quality of life features, but I was done by the hour. Alright guys, I just wanted to thank you for watching the video, and yeah, here's the game in flesh. I won't play it, I'll let Ewan do that. I'll just show you a little bit, but this is what I was able to make in 6 hours. I think it is a little rushed. I think I could have definitely done much better, but I think for 6 hours, it is pretty good. It's definitely not my best, but, you know, I personally like it. It's a good game. I think Ewan will have fun playing it. Here's your cameras, here in the basement. I muted the phone, but normally it's a phone. Your power, temperature, then click, 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 click. Close the gate. Oh my gosh, that was laggy. Second time's better. There you go. Close the gate. Stop the fan. Turn on the fan. And yeah, that is basically, there's Adam. The whole game. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye!